Welcome, Andrea. Today we have another interview with one of our funded traders. I want to thank Andrea for being here and congrats with your payout. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. I'm Andrea. I'm an Italian trader from south of Italy, and I just started trading since 2020, before the pandemic, and I faced the trading side with a lot of public's video on YouTube, something like this, and I started to introduce myself in this world. Um, for example, in the first year, like a lot of other trader, was a disaster because you faced a lot of new things. You don't know a lot of mechanical things in that world. And from 2 years, I'm a profitable trader. And I worked with others company, and now I'm working with funding pips.
Great. Can you tell us about your background before trading?
Yeah, I'm 19 years old, so I'm so young, and nothing before faced trading. I own a Instagram page of reselling of shoes, clothes, used shoes and clothes. And so from the beginning, I faced the economical side from the beginning, and nothing with the trade. I try to implement another important thing in my knowledge.
Were you selling Yeezys, etc., or other kind of shoes?
Yeah. There's this kind of shoes of white. A lot of these shoes that young people like, and I own one of the most important page in Italy for the used clothes and shoes.
Do you still do that?
Not by since the 2020, when I sold my activity, I started trading, and just to focus to one thing is enough, because I want to do it 100% everything that I do.
Great to hear. Why did you start with selling clothes, shoes, etc.? How did you enter that market?
Yeah, that was an incredible experience because you faced a lot of personality, a lot of people, different clients, every single deal. So that was difficult, but it was a big experience that can increase your personality, your knowledge, your relationship with people, and also team working with other guys.
That's indeed true. What are your hobbies outside of trading?
Outside of trading sports, like in Italy we love football, so I play in football and sports. Simple thing. I'm a simple guy. Go out with friends, disco when I can. So this kind of things, not nothing particular.
For our American viewers, I think you mean soccer for them, right?
But for me, it's football. I can't say.
For yeah, for us it's football indeed.
Yeah, I know it. I know it.
How did you come across trading and started trading yourself?
Yeah, for first time, I say the first year was completely disaster, and I faced the first year a lot of courses by a lot of people that in Italy started doing videos like simple things of a trade, support, resistance, this kind of things, and I started in a seniors room. Like mostly of the trader. But after a lot of deals that don't go in the right way, I started to do one-to-one coaching with a trader in
Okay.
Italy, and I think that that way is the greatest way to apprend to understand how trade works. Because a courses that is a registration can't give you the feelings, can give you the reality of trainings. And in this case, with one-to-one coaching, I understand a lot of, I can say 90% of what I know now. So
yeah, it's great to hear that you went from signal groups to really
exactly,
understand how to read the market and the chart. What
exactly.
was the reason to start trading in the first place?
I think that the trading is one of the most beautiful work that you can do because you can do it everywhere that you want. You need only a computer, a good connection, and just like that, and your knowledge about the trading. Because the trading is surely one of the most freedom work there in all over the world, but a lot of people didn't notice the work that are behind every trade. They maybe only see the profit share in this case, my name, leaderboard, but sometimes they don't notice the really hard work, hours and hours, days, weeklies on the charts to understand where enter, where go out, obviously, and that there are essential things. And so that's one of the motivation because why the people that open a broker account lose 70% are losers. Okay, so people check on YouTube a video and say you can make a million and billion with 100 euro, just open account and lose their funds. So the
Yeah.
most important thing is the work there is behind every trade, and that's a difficult thing that people have to understand to start the trading.
What did you do before trading? Did you had a job? Were you studying?
Now I'm 19. I finished school just last year, and now I'm
Congrats.
studying. Thanks. And now I'm studying to Bocconi University in Milan,
Okay.
and global law, no economic, but global law. And For me, some years ago, the trading was just a hobby, okay? And so
Hmm.
maybe just for that, I lose money because I consider trading like a hobby. But for the moment, I stay for hours and hours to charts to consider everything, and I can consider it like a full time job.
That's great that you can make your hobby your work, you know. I
Exactly,
like that.
exactly.
Can you tell us more about why you chose funding pips?
Yeah, how can I say it? For I worked for a lot of company, a lot of prop broker, obviously, and I think that I faced funding pips during my scroll on Instagram, like a normal afternoon, and I just noticed it for the price of the prop for the 10,000 account that cost about $60, something like
Yeah.
that. And in comparison with the other prices of the fund of the other prop, I decided to check out the website, and reading all the rules, etc. I decided to open account, and you can see it by my review that was an incredible experience for me because you have an incredible support, an incredible community because a person that entered that joined Discord, and for a question the CEO or COO replied it on the public
Hmm.
chat is an incredible things, and I think that you are in company that can do this. And so for a lot of motivation, I think that founding tips at the moment is the greatest company for this side trading.
Thank you. It's a pleasure hearing that. You know, we try our best. We try to make trading accessible for everyone. And yeah, we need to be in contact with our traders, with our community. So for everyone that wants to join Discord, it's in the comments, it's in the description below. Um, it wasn't your first challenge that you passed with us, right? I've looked
Yeah.
into your history. Can you tell us more about the journey?
Yeah, the journey. I can see you the dashboard, or if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
Well, give me 1 second.
you can see it.
Yeah, now you can. Now people can see your screen.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's the first master, the second master account, sorry, that I achieved in the Founding Pips challenge. And how can you see, I'm profit now currently of approximately $2,000. And nothing. My typology of trading is the intraday trading and also a scalper. Scalping mode, I use it only on gold because I think that the gold is the most um, maybe the most important asset for this kind of trading. But how can I say? I used to trade intraday operation. And before check all the dashboard, I want to say to the people that are listening it that I use impressive, aggressive operations. And I do it because when I operate, I used to need all the confirmation to open a position short, long. If I don't have that confirmation, I will not open the trade. In this case, you can see 20% profit in this week. Average win and average loss are literally same. Win ratio of 57%. Okay, that's my account from the beginning. How can I say before? My trading way is so aggressive, so you can notice maybe a lot of drawdown here. And I started with on the 7th of this month
There's
with
the
the
3rd of July. 3rd of
yeah,
July, right? Yeah.
yeah, 3rd of July, and I made a drawdown until 9,150, and that's so low. Think about the fact that the maximum loss is 1,000, and after this maximum loss, I recover it. With I just reached 10,088 883, so 8% profit. After this, I stayed on this line of $2,000 in profit until I withdraw. When I withdraw, I return to the obviously to 10,000, and immediately I was in profit before 1,700, and now I'm in 20% profit.
So you made in the first week 20%?
Yeah, I made in the first week 20%, and in the second week I had another 20%.
Almost another 20. That's quite aggressive, right?
That's so aggressive. In fact, I just said my weight is not the same on all over the account. Obviously, there are accounts where I can do scalping. There are accounts where I can do intraday operation, and so the risk management is an important thing. And obviously. And is an important thing is also the to recognize where set up the stop loss and the take profit, because a lot of times a trader plays the operation long short and think, okay, I will see how it's going on, and just don't set up the stop loss or the take profit. But for me, one of the most important thing is know to how to set up the stop loss and take profit, because the manipulation of the market can be real. And so you have to how like a good trader, you have to know where set up the level of stop loss and the take profit.
That's true. If I look at your instruments that you traded, you mostly traded gold, but you
Yeah.
traded also a couple other pairs. If you go down, if you can scroll down
Okay.
a little bit more, please. Yes, there you can see it.
Yeah.
Mostly you traded gold, but you also traded a little bit of other instruments. Why, if I may ask?
In my trading list, I trade only forex and gold. Forex and gold, no trade indices and no trade crypto. Just like that. Every trader can trade how he want. and in this account, in my trading list, there are only XAUSD, there is gold, that I trade mostly for sure, and sometimes the forex, for example, around USD yen, this kind of currency. No indices.
And you trade mostly London session, New York session, right? If I look at
Uh,
your
yeah,
trading time.
fortunately, I'm Italian, so I wake up in the London session, and during my lunch there is the New York session, and for me is pretty good because. Uh, we can say that the most of movement of market it caused by the London and mostly the New York session. For example, when there is a news, when the markets open in America, there are a lot of changes in on the charts.
Before we hop on to your trading chart, I want to ask you about your experience with receiving the payout. How
Okay.
was it?
It will be very fast. I used to have deal with the other company, and the payout was about I think 2 hours. I have waited for 2 hours, and I received my payout on my deal account. So for this and for how can I say the support, there is no error, no rated about it, and also for this, for me, founding pips is one of the best, surely, prop in all over the market.
You said Funding Pips is the best prop firm out there. Why? Like you tried
Ah,
multiple prop firms, right?
okay, yeah. In my review, I leave all the information that I notice that in funding pips there are, and in other props now. And for example, another important thing that I notice in funding pips is the problem solving with the community. In fact, for example, you can notice that funding pips from the beginning, from 2 months, changed a lot of trading rules also to understand the problem of the community, and that's an important thing that maybe I think that no one do in the side of trading. So also for this funding pips for support for payout, tempistic payout, and for the problem solving of the community is the greatest.
Greater. For our viewers that didn't follow our journey from the beginning, we had
Yeah.
another model, and we requested a lot of polls in our Discord community to see what kind of rules we have to change, and we changed them accordingly to what our community wished. So yeah, now we have our FP evaluation, and I think it's one of the best out there, to be honest.
I can I can say yes.
What can you tell us about your approach to the market before we hop on the charts?
Yeah, about my strategy.
Yeah, I
Okay,
guess
yeah.
our viewers would love to know more about your trading strategy. Do you have certain routines you do before you start trading?
Yeah, I can say yeah. My strategy is based on the price action. Okay, so supply demand concept, something like that, and I implement this strategy with some indicators, but only volumetric indicators that can give me another confirmation to open a trade. For example, the volume profile is one of the greatest that you can achieve when you have the premium account of on TradingView, and for me is fundamental because it sends me a lot of confirmation, and how we will see in a few minutes. And that's my strategy based on projection, and I implement it with the volumetric analysis.
How was your experience with trading conditions, the spreads, slippage, etc.?
How can I say that the brokers that use to that connected to funding pips is great. Have literally few commissions in comparison with the lots that people can trade, and also the spread is very very low. We're talking about the zero on the euro USD and something like five, six spread on the most likely currency in the forex. So I think that's pretty good.
Great to hear. Let's hop on your chart. I think all our viewers are waiting for for that.
Yeah, how can I say before we are going to view the gold, the chart of gold, because I'm how can I say it before I most trade the gold. In this case, I'm going to show you all the operation, the most important operation, in also the losses that I had, and in this case, sorry for the all the thing that you can notice on the mark on the chart. Before start, I want to say that use the color on the chart is for me is important. Like you're studying and you use your evidence to mark some words or mark some phrase, and in this case is important because the brain remember it and how can I say elaborate it like and differences it in hours, daily, weekly. So in this case, I use the green line for the daily level of support, demand, resistance, something like it, like this. Red line and the red zones for 1 hours, okay, and yellow line for the weekly. Obviously it can be different because in red line, so in 1 hour I only notice the structure, the trend that can be created. For example, you can notice here the price that drops here, and in this case we notice a liquidity zone in 1 hour structure, okay. So it's different in every time frame. In fact, the time frame is one of the most important thing that a lot of trader maybe didn't mind, but is most important. And personally, I trade weekly and daily when I'm talking about the support and resistance zone with the supply and demand, and hours, 1 hour, maybe sometimes 2 hour for the trend when trend is in a lateralization phase, when a trend is in increase phase and something like this. I'm gonna show you some trades that I did. uh, in this case, I how I said before, I'm a scalper on gold, so I used to trade for some minutes and not more, not less. In this case, I noticed a good zone, a good trend, negative trend, that in fact we have a double top, and that was a breakout to take this weekly zone. In this case, I open a short position on this level with a stop loss upper to the breakout of the trend, and open a position on the level of 1927 and close it to 1923, where there are the continues of this trend, and that was a good position. And my biggest win for the traders was this trade, and I earn by this trade the 10% of the account, about 1,000. In this case, what we have it, we have the touch of this weekly zone, the change trend that we have it. We change the trend. We have first zone liquidity zone here, and the buyers and the sellers take down the price, drops to 1912, where I consider this zone, and at the retest of this zone I buy, and I close it at this level of the weekly zone. So I opened the trade at 1924 with I think about 1.25 lots, and closed it to 1930, 31, 32.
What was
Um,
the entry confirmation? Why did you enter there?
Anti confirmation is based on the fact that this liquidity zone is the confirmation of a manipulation in this case, because I think everybody know that the institutional, the big banks have to need the liquidity to enter in the market. In this case, this candle was an inefficiency, and was a great confirmation that this bottom. And so when the price retests that zone, I bought to this target, and I not even close it there, because I used to think that it will be another retest, but that not happened. And now for the gold, we are in a lateralization phase. In this case, we notice that the price go up, go down, go up, go down. So we are in a lateralization phase, and on Friday, uh, these are my trade for Friday. In this case, we hit that zone that I was waiting for daily, and for weekly, sorry. And in this case, I open a position there, short position with RR 2.62, and I close it in this point to when we hit that zone. I can mark it with this that zone, and after that I open another short when the price retests that zone in this case, and the same thing I did when I open this position, and that's lose. When I open this position, because I used to think that will be a downtrend, and but not was like that. In fact, I hit the stop loss, and nothing, just like that. For my operation, the RR is about can be different, so it's about two or three. In this case, 7.24, because it's different for the scalper. In this case, at the 4 p.m. Was released the news about some news about American market. So I was lucky because I hit an incredible operation
Yeah.
in the scalping board. Yeah, in fact, you can notice the drops of the price, and that's all.
What's your risk management rules for yourself?
My risk management is maybe different for the operation that I can open. In this case of the gold, on the other account, when I trade forex, etc., I open it with 1% maximum of risk management, sometimes also 2%. When I scalping, my operation is about a few 3 minutes. So I open it with a lot of increased risk management. In this case, I can open a position also with the 10 or 15%, but you have to remember that obviously the stop loss is set above the entry. In fact, I don't. In fact, you can notice that the stop loss is maybe 1 point, 2 point above the my entry. So low.
Get it. Do you also adjust your stop loss once you are in the trade? So set it to break even or
Yeah, it depends. For example, when I'm talking about the forex market, but also the scalping mode, I say always that If you have the stop loss and the take profit, leave it until the operation will be open for a lot of time. Obviously, if you in your head you mind that your operation, your trade needs to be open for some hours or some days, and you continue to take it open for daily, weekly, etc., you can check out the charts to understand if you have any confirmation about the change trend, about the breakout, about a lot of these things. And personally, I never move the stop loss to break even, to the break even only one time when there is or there are some news that can be so that can change the chart up and down. So when there are other is a news, I personally set up the stop loss for this news.
Okay, that sounds as a plan. Do you also hold to that plan really tightly, or do you sometimes loosen up your strategy, your risk management strategy?
I know that my risk management strategy is so strange for somebody. Listen, that I risk the 10%, 15% every trade when I'm scalping mode. I know that will be so hard to listen. Obviously, how can I say before? It's different. Maybe for the account, maybe in another account, I trade with how can I say the 1% maximum of the risk management. And the most important thing, how can I say, in the trading is also the risk management, because there is one of the motivation, because a lot of people think that the leverage is good to have incredible leverage. I also listen trader that trade with 500 leverage, some incredible thing. Obviously, how like the most part of the trading have incredible leverage like 500. Another time I listen a trader that trade with 1000 leverage. Obviously, there are two sides of the benefits of the leverage. If from one side you can earn a lot of money, from the other side you can lose it in a few times. So risk management is important, and every trader have to understand how they trade, how are the operation. If a trader operate for daily, weekly, if a trader operate for scalping mode, everyone has to understand the the power of the leverage, and how can you use it.
I have a question about your entry. You said you also use the volume indicator, the volume profile indicator.
Yeah.
How do you use that indicator, if I may ask?
Okay, in this case, I will open it for you. That's the volume profile based on hours, on time frame 1 hour. In this case, not more like a daily or weekly, because it would be not enough. And in this case, you will notice the zone, these red lines. Notice the zones where there are more liquidity. Okay, and obviously, who can take more liquidity in the markets? The institutional hedge fund. And in this case, you can notice the zones where there are most liquidity, and there will be an right indicators for you to buy, sell, have confirmation. Obviously, in this case, how can we saw before, there are two red line here, and we notice also the presence of a lot of shadows here. That's are indicators for a liquidity zone. And in fact, what happened? The price drops to 1912, just 2 hours drops, and recover all the drops, and in fact it will go up. So this is one of the most useful for me, but also the volume profile that this volume profile I use to daily, to weekly, and you can notice in a certain zone the most liquidity zone on the charts. For example, if we go here, we notice that in all of these candles, the most liquidity zone is on the level of 1959. Now I'm showing you it on a lot of candles, so obviously just for making an example. But if you do it in low candles, in a few candles like 4, 5, 6, it depends on how you trade, you can find the POC, the point of control, and the most liquidity zone in the candles that you're looking for.
What do you wait for when entering?
um, it's different between the kind of operation that I'm looking for. When I'm scalping, I'm looking for the structure. If we are in a downtrend, if you are in an uptrend, it will be different in about the operation. For example, in this case, one moment that I eliminated. For example, in this case, I noticed that the price drops to this level that I evidence hours and hours before. In fact, you notice that we are in a lateralization phase. In this case, so I open a position here and I started the trading in these few 5 minutes count candles and started to buy, sell, buy, sell. In fact, if you're gonna see my journey in this daily, you can notice the fact that I open a position here, close here, open here, close here, because we have the structure here that that was an incredible strong zone, and the down level of 1951 and 50. And in this case, I just open a trade and close a trade. And if you can check here, obviously some operation was in loss. Okay, that's
Losses are part of the game.
exactly. The loss is the most important part of the game, and how you react to it. And in this case, you can notice that open a trade for 4 p.m., for 6 p.m., for 7 p.m. Open a trade, close a trade, open a trade, close a trade. So the structure when you are a scalper is the most important thing that you can notice for me.
Do you also swing trade?
Literally few times. It's very rare, but it will be happen obviously. But I prefer to not hold to overnight and obviously over weekends my trade. So if I wake up in 9 o'clock, I studied on my charts and I understand that my operation, that my trade will not be open over the maybe 15 hours or 16 hours. So that's the way that I trade.
Because the mindset of when you're scalping is different than when you swing trade, right?
Yeah, obviously. And so that's another fact that why I say that a trader have to understand where he is good, where he's not good also. Because for me personally, I've never take a position for weekly, months, like other traders, like also other friends, other my friends do. So it's different between the mindset, the mentality, and also the vision of your trades. For example, a person that see their rush shorts, for me is only opportunity to enter this and enter long. Okay, so it will be different to trade the trader. That's that's the point.
As a successful trader, do you have any advice for other traders who want to follow in your footsteps and to get funded?
Yes. How can I say it? Before I started with, I faced the courses of a lot of people of YouTube, but how can I say before is also for me the most important step is to have a coach. Okay, a coach that can teach you the reality of the markets, because there aren't the same feelings to operate with him on the markets and operate with a pre-registration. Okay, so the first thing is is from the beginning is the knowledge that you can have on trading. After this, the most important the most important part for me is the mindset. A lot of traders maybe when have a loose position, break glasses, break everything, and don't mind about the reality of the market.
Are you
Uh,
talking about experience now?
yeah, that's I have some years ago. That I have some years ago, but unfortunately, that's the truth of the trading. When you invest in your money, that's normal that you are so focused, so energy on the trading. Echo, this energy you have to cut it off. Okay, and when you cut it off, you can see the charts in the most natural way. For me personally, when I hit the five operations lose in a row, personally I take the computer, close it, go out, go with your friends. I know that maybe it's difficult because you think I lost a lot of money today, but that's the healthiest things that you can do for your body, for your mind, and that's all.
Thank you, Andrea, for sharing your story with us today. It's been a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you to you, and it was a pleasure by me work with you.
Take care.